And the political crossfire has begun. We've got big breaking news coming in. The first big reaction after Prime Minister Modi's speech today. Sonia Gandhi, President of the Congress Party, has just reacted an attack on the Modi government on Independence Day. Sonia has claimed that Prime Minister Modi is out to belittle the sacrifices of freedom fighters. Sonia Gandhi has said will not allow Modi to undermine democracy. So a big attack from Sonia Gandhi on Prime Minister Modi. She's accused the government of attempting to belittle those who sacrificed their lives in the interests of the freedom of this country. Remember, all of this comes in the wake of Nehru being left out of certain government advertisements, Savarkar being included in them. In today's speech, remember, the Prime Minister mentioned both Savarkar and Nehru, but the politics, of course, is simmering. Won't allow Modi to undermine democracy. Falsehoods being spread against Gandhi and Nehru, says Sonia Gandhi. Rajdeep, if I could bring you in on this, it was perhaps only a matter of time before the controversy over Nehru being absent in some speeches and some advertisements became a big political issue. No less than Sonia Gandhi now reacting.
But today you've got an advertisement of the Rajasthan government that has only Nehru.
Yes.
So, we can go on and on about, has Nehru been given his due or not. But I think the larger attack, and Rahul Srivastava made this point, is on democracy.
Yeah.
Rahul Gandhi a week or 10 days ago said democracy is dead in India. You've got the Prime Minister effectively rebutting that, claiming that those who accuse democracy of being dead are those, in fact, who have been the beneficiaries of a feudalism in our society. Now you've got Sonia Gandhi entering that debate, also speaking of falsehoods on Gandhi and Nehru, but in a way trying to, protect what is seen as the Congress's legacy towards the freedom movement. The Congress believes that the BJP, through Har Ghar Tiranga, through not having Nehru being given his due in government advertisements, is somewhere undermining the Congress's contribution. Today the Prime Minister spoke of various leaders during his speech. I know he mentioned Nehru as well, along with others as to those who had contributed to nation building. Mentioned Gandhi, Patel, mentioned Savarkar, who remains of course a red flag again for the Congress. But I think on an occasion like this, it would be a pity if hyper-partisanship on both sides took over. This is actually an occasion to unite. The Prime Minister spoke of unity in diversity, which is actually Jawaharlal Nehru's original slogan. So it's not as if Indian politics can disregard Nehru's contribution. From Nehru-ji to Modi-ji, India is a continuum. Yeah. And it would be, I wish our politicians would be able to appreciate that. But the problem, Shiv, is our politics has become so hyper-polarized that the moment the Prime Minister says something on Parivarvad, for example, expect an immediate reaction from the Congress that he's undermining in some way the contribution of the Congress, that he is anti-democratic. So I think what you've just seen from Sonia Gandhi is a reflection of a hyper-polarized, hyper-partisan politics and a fallout of what we saw in this parliament session, where a similar targeting was made by both sides on each other.
Rahul, bringing you in on this as well, what do you think of Sonia's attack on the government and Prime Minister Modi, talking about undermining Gandhi and Nehru? In the wake of the controversy over advertisements and leaving Nehru out and all that happened, the Prime Minister, of course mentioned Nehru in his speech. What are you making of Sonia Gandhi's attack?
See, Shiv, today if you see, the Prime Minister was in a slightly different avatar from the very first moment he emerged at the Red Fort. You would have noticed that since 2014 all his safas have been red, pink and oranges. Today it is dove white. There is more of dove white to it than any other. Prime Minister read his first speech and most of the others extempo. Today he has read it from a sheet of paper. Importantly, I think what Prime Minister also spoke about, if you realize, twice he used the word "मैं उन्हें सलाम करता हूँ." That term salam is I don't know, I will have to go back and check whether Prime Minister has used the term salam. because if that's new, I think that's a very interesting element the Prime Minister has brought in. Importantly, he talked about the importance of unity in his speech. Now go back to 2014, the Prime Minister had said that we need to remove the poison of casteism and communalism. How long will these evils continue as a slur or Mother India? You know, and today he's talking about the same thing, the challenges on that front remain.
Okay.
But Sonia Gandhi is Congress is making again a tactical mistake. Because the moment Congress stands up and says that the founding fathers of this nation like Nehru have been ignored, she actually admits that Parivarwad element, the Congress is fighting
They're kind of
for
underlining what the Prime Minister is saying.
She's virtually underlining.
Yeah.
I think that's where lies the trap. You see, today what Prime Minister did in his Parivarwad element, you know, it needs to be discussed really threadbare. He says, उनके खिलाफ नफरत दिखती थी, लेकिन कभी आजकल उदारता भी दिखती है, कोर्ट में सजा के बाद महिमा मंडिन प्रतिष्ठा बढ़ाते हैं. Now that's a very interesting one. You just had a government between Nitish Kumar and Lalu Prasad Yadav's son, Lalu Prasad Yadav, sentenced in corruption cases, and suddenly you're talking about how RJD is the new political force in Bihar. Then he talks about राजनीति में परिवारवाद के समर्थ की, you know, he calls for a battle against परिवारवाद. And we have to get ahead of that mansikta. I think it's a political call being issued because you had recently had a protest by the Congress party against the ED action against Sonia Gandhi and Rahul Gandhi. So जिन लोगों के घर, कुछ लोगों के घर में इतना पैसा नहीं होता कि जितना लोग अपने घर में पैसा रखते हैं, that's a very calibrated attack on the kind of political maneuvering which is happening against his government. So he has now taken, if he was under attack from the Lalu Prasad Yadavs or from the opposition or from the Congress party, he has taken this battle to the public now. Okay, now you defend me. Am I right in doing this? Am I wrong in